What's going on, everyone? So, Walker Kessler, he's available for trade. The Utah Jazz has put him up for trade and is listening to offers. Reports came out per Ian Bagley last night, that Walker Kessler could be had for a first-round pick. And it was like, what are we doing? Why isn't Rob Pelinka kicking the door in and doing whatever he has to go get Walker Kessler? At his age, he's 22 right now. He'll be 23 towards the end of this month. He's young enough to be drafted in this year's draft. I mean, literally, Dalton Connect is older, who we just drafted with the 17th pick. He's a true 7-footer, good size, good strength, good physicality, do a little bit of everything. He rebounds well, get you a bucket. He's a guy that can, make the occasional play out of the post. He's shown the ability to kind of kick out and, find the open man. So he's very capable of kind of being versatile in that way, where maybe down the road you can even potentially have your offense or certain sets and actions ran through him. The upside and potentials there. The defense with him and Anthony Davis will be A1. It's just like, it makes too much sense. And then Ian Bagley came out and clarified. It was brought to his attention that the original report of 1 first was actually incorrect. That supposedly the Utah Jazz rejected 2 first-round picks from the Knicks for Walker Kessler. Now, a couple things about this. One, the Knicks want a backup center, so they're actively trying to go and get a center such as Walker Kessler. Walker Kessler is so cheap that pretty much every team in the league can go and try to acquire them if they want. His contract is so cheap that, it does actually make things a little difficult for some teams. But the Lakers could easily make it happen, could easily make it work. He's basically under team control for the next 2 years. You got him this year at just a hair under $3 million for 2023 and a club option. And then next year at 4.8, so a little under $5 million, and then he enters restricted free agency. But again, he's young enough to where he can make an impact. You could start him right now. You could bring him off the bench. You can grow and develop him. He makes too much sense for the Lakers, because the Lakers are in the market. They need a center. But it's not one of those things where, you're going and you're trading for a Clint Capella, and it's is that really the best move for the Lakers? And it's now he's not only momentarily, he's not really for the future. Walker Kessler would immediately be your clear-cut center for now and the future. So you might as well do it. But here's the thing, right? 1 first, sure. Him and Anthony Davis would just be spectacular. I would love to see Walker Kessler slotted alongside AD, even post-AD. Now you got Walker Kessler going forward. The vision's there. We all can feel it. We can all close our eyes and witness it, but not for 2 first-round picks. However, not all firsts are created equal, right? 2 extremely heavily protected firsts, where they're all top 10 protected or something, is one thing. Another thing is that, it depends on what type of picks are they. The Knicks firsts are probably not worth anything, because they're probably going to be good for a while, because they have a very good team. They're still young, right? So there's not really that kind of value compared to another team. Is he trying? The Knicks also have, a few other random pick stuff. Could it have been potentially one of those other picks? Where a team like the Lakers, got to remember, Danny Ainge himself publicly said that he believes that the Lakers picks are the best value on the market, because Danny Ainge believes that the Lakers, post LeBron James and Anthony Davis, are going to be terrible. He believes and is willing to bank on them being bad. So if you're the Lakers and you have that information and they own your 2027 pick, instead of going and trading 2 firsts, can you lift the protection of the 2027 pick? I think it's top 6 protected, something like that, top 3 protected. But basically, you can remove the restriction. It's a pick that you don't have. And on top of that, you add in, say, the 2029 first. Maybe you make that protected, right? Or maybe you make 2029 unprotected and you keep the protections on the 27. Or you make both and you just bite the bullet and you trust that you're the Lakers brand. Get a center in Walker Kessler. You have some good young prospects that have the potential to be very good going forward. You are the Lakers. At some point, stars are going to come again, right? I know people like no one wants to play with the Lakers and blah 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 blah, but it's one thing when you're coming and you're going to be the third guy. It's another thing when you come and you're now going to be the first or second guy, right? Like, it's a big difference. And so there's still that attraction. People said after Kobe that the Lakers wouldn't get another star. That when Kobe retires, that's it. Lakers are washed. They're done. Blah, blah. And what was it? 2 years after Kobe retired, LeBron came. And then we got Anthony Davis. So, again, don't underestimate the Lakers and the power of the Lakers and the Lakers brand. Players want to come to Lakers when they get to be a guy or the guy, right? But when you're kind of like, I'm going to go there, I'm going to have to take less, and I'm going to be the third guy, it's a lot different, right? But to me, the Lakers can kind of work something out to get Walker Kessler, or maybe you work something out to where, maybe you're taking Colin Sexton. I like Colin Sexton, I wouldn't mind that, but he's under contract for a couple years, right? So maybe you could do something to where it's like, hey, we'll take Walker Kessler, we'll also get Colin Sexton's money off your books, right? How do you think about that, right? And, and because, again, Sexton's a piece that could make sense for Lakers, especially if you eventually end up trading D'Angelo Russell and guys, and it's like, hey, you owe him $18.3 million this year, you owe him $19.1 million next year, so you're looking at basically, $22 million in salary. You could give him D'Lo. You could go, hey, we'll give you D'Lo, Cam Reddish, and Christian Wood, and you give us Sexton and Kessler. You free up a roster spot. You clear a little money off your books if you wanted to, because D'Lo's got $18.7 million, and then you're talking 2 vet minimums, so you're talking like 23, 24 million, give or take, and so you're trimming off a little bit. Maybe you could even convince them to do something else, right? Like take another contract or something. I don't know. Like there's options there. I still think if you're the Lakers, you make the call. I still think if you're the Lakers, you see what does it take to get Walker Kessler in a Laker jersey? Because again, right now it's like you need a center that can come in and immediately make an impact. Walker Kessler can do that, right? But to get a guy that can make an impact now is great. To get a guy that can make an impact now, and by the way, can be your starting center for the next, 15 years or whatever, or 10 years or however long he ends up playing and is good, right? Like that's huge, right? And I mean, this is a guy, again, 2 years in the league, so he has 2 years of production at the center spot. Like you look at last year, he averaged 8 points, basically 8 rebounds, so basically 8 and 8, with an assist, half a steal, and 2.4 blocks. And he shot 65.4% from the field. He's not really a floor stretcher, not really a stretching big man, but he's a guy that I think can develop that. I think he's a guy that could potentially be, not like Karl Anthony Towns level, but I do think, he may be able to develop a little bit of a shot. See him, he can knock down the elbow, knock down the mid-range. Can you just kind of get him to stretch out a little bit? We'll see. Time will tell. I mean, again, if he's willing to put in the work, the time, and the hours, I mean, look at a guy like Brook Lopez and what he was able to do, right? And that was towards the end of his career. Like, Walker Kessler's just getting started. But you're talking about an 8 and 8 guy playing 23 minutes a game. So if you contribute that to is per 32, right? You're looking at You're looking at 12 and 12, basically. You're looking at a guy that can give you a double-double. And he has growth, he has potential, he has upside, he has versatility. More than anything, it's the defense, right? His mobility. We've seen him be able to switch and, defend in the pick and roll, defend the rim. Him and Anthony Davis as a defensive duo would just be tough. You got 2 legit, big center type players in Anthony Davis and Walker Kessler that you could play side by side. You could bring Kessler off the bench. You could start him. You could do so many options for Walker Kessler. I like the idea. Again, I wouldn't give up 2 firsts. I wouldn't give up, because the Lakers only have 2 firsts to trade. So I'm not giving up everything I have to trade to go get Walker Kessler. But if you could give up, you know, like I said, a first and like a pick and remove that restriction, why not? Right? Like, again, like your hope is to draft a guy like Walker Kessler with that pick. If you already got the guy, now you don't need to draft him. Now you don't have to worry about the gamble of like, oh, is this guy going to be any good or not? You know, Walker Kessler, even if he's just a 12-12 guy that can defend, you know, if he's, let's say he's double-double, let's say he's 10 points, 10 rebounds, but he gets you, 2.5 to 3 blocks a game and a steal, and can make the occasional play out of the post, like, that's fine. Right? Like, not everyone has to be a superstar. He doesn't have to be Jokic. He doesn't have to be Embiid. If he can just be one of the better defensive centers in the league, give you that versatility, then I think it's worth it. But what do you think? As always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you think, like, yes, go get Walker Kessler, whatever it is? What's the most you'd give up for Walker Kessler, too? Is there, like, a cutoff for you that you have in mind? Is there something specific? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.